Well, hello everyone. It's been a while since I've done a GOYA mentorship video through Anil now. And in my conversations with some people, they're like, Anil, we miss your videos. They're really cool. And, we like how you're real and you say what has to be said. And some of your stuff has helped me in my life and my business. So can you do a video? So I asked them, I said, well, what topics do you want me to talk about? And they go, well, just talk and share what's been going on since the year started, because the first quarter is almost over, and just share what you've been up to, and give us some inspiration and some wisdom. Hopefully, I have some of that. So I thought I'd just talk today and just keep it short and sweet, and reach out to all of you, send you my best wherever you are, wishing you the best, and hoping your first quarter for the year has been fantastic already, and you've been generating more than you expected. And that's been the case for myself, making some adjustments and changes and transforming myself and my thinking in some areas. I've been also able to improve, not just with business and money, but also with my health. As some of you know, I had a health scare over the holidays where I was in emergency for a couple of days, and a team of doctors couldn't figure it out. And up until recently, I came to understand what was causing it. And it was not what everybody said it was. It was not what everybody prescribed or thought it was. It was something totally not even connected. And I was able to get that under control. I'm feeling amazing today. Grateful to see another beautiful day in the sun and heat here in the Caribbean. And so I want to kind of blend my conversation today with all of you around that and a few key points. So one of the key points I want to talk about today is paying more attention to yourself, being aware. Now, why do I bring that up? Well, the last 6 months or so, I've been listening to a lot of people telling me it's my heart, it's my kidney, it's my liver, it's my blood, it's my mindset, prescribing me this, telling me to take that, I could consume this, blah, 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 blah. And everyone was wrong. Now, everyone meant well. And I spent tens of thousands of dollars with specialists and doctors, and they still couldn't figure it out. And guess what I did? I decided, you know what? I'm going to pray about it. I'm going to ask God, the universe, and source to help me navigate through this because I was sick and tired of listening to people. Some were genuine and really wanted to help me. Some were pushing their products on me. They wanted me to sign up in their network marketing business and go on auto ship and order stuff. And I could tell they weren't genuinely concerned about me. They were just trying to do a sale and treat me as a number. And that's okay. People are allowed to be who they are. But guess what I started doing? I started to take responsibility and ownership for my life and my health. I stopped listening to people and I started doing my own research. And I was able to figure it out. And then I took my neighbor's suggestion. He goes, Anil, if all these people have not helped you yet and you're still feeling the same way, here's what I recommend. Just like as you would take your vehicle to a bunch of mechanics before you say, yeah, go ahead, do what you got to do, you would get a second, third, fourth opinion. Get one more opinion. He goes, go see my team of doctors. They're incredible. And here's why I went to him, and I had the same family doctor where I am. My family's had this doctor for years, and that doctor was not helping them. So he said, Anil, I've used the same doctor as you. And I changed because I found he was a terrible listener. He was always quick to write prescriptions. He wasn't listening to me when I spoke with him. And he always treated me like I was a sale. I would sit in his chair. He would have a short conversation with me and charge me and send me off. He goes, these doctors I'm dealing with right now, they're not like that. They really sit and listen to you and figure things out and walk you through it and help you diagnose what's a challenge. So I says, okay, I'll go see these people. And in the meantime, I'm doing my research. Okay. I'm eating healthy, eating clean. I've removed oil, flour, sugar, butter, pasta, breads, all of that from my diet in the last 6 months. All of it. No artificial preservatives, minimal. I've been eating clean, so I've been feeling great. Okay. And I've been putting my muscle weight and stuff back on. I had to GOYA. I had to get off my ass with certain things, and I've been feeling amazing. So I went and saw them, and they were able walking me through it to help me figure out what was causing me my heart and chest pains and just not feeling good at all. All through the day, I would feel shitty and crappy, and you know when you're not yourself and you're being ineffectual and you have brain fog and stuff like that. So guess what it was? It was acid reflux. Yeah, something simple as acid reflux. It was being created because I was putting certain things in my body that I should not be putting, and I was stressing about certain things. So my mind was also making me sick because when you're stressed out and in an upheaval, it causes your stomach juices and gases and acid to react like a volcano. So what it was doing, it was shooting up into my chest and causing major pain and heart pain, similar to a heart attack, right? So I thought I had heart problems. I didn't. Um, so isn't that incredible? All these specialists and all these doctors and the hospital and emergency couldn't figure it out. And tens of thousands of dollars. So the reason I bring that up, not to spend a lot of time on it, is always do your best to take responsibility for your life and your health. Don't rely on anyone. Inquire, look, ask questions, do research, look at your diet, look at your mindset, look at how you're being on a daily basis. If you have negative thoughts and trauma, or you're not aware of trauma, go seek professional help. And I don't mean professional help like a psychiatrist or a psychologist or someone who can, does whatever, astrology or horoscopes or whatever. I'm not talking about it. I'm talking about people who will sit and actually listen to you and not try to push their agenda on you or their products on you or their system on you or their program on you. They're really genuinely here to help you. And even if it costs them, they want to help you. And so the reason I say that is unless we take responsibility and ownership for our lives, nothing shifts. And it's easy to fall into victim mode and blame others and say, well, it's because of you, I'm this way, and it's because of you, I feel this way, and it's because of you, I'm in this situation. Well, when you and I know that's not true, we are 100% responsible for our results in our life. No one else is. Our parents are not, our spouse is not, significant other, our children, no one. We are. And so I started taking more and more responsibility and ownership for how I felt. And I'm like, you know what? I'm gonna figure this out because I'm feeling shitty and this is my life. So I figured it out. And today's day 4. I'm feeling oh, I can't put words to it. Like I'm gonna start crying if I keep talking about it. So um because I've been feeling shitty for the last 6 months. And for those of you that know me, I'm very active. I don't smoke, I don't do drugs. Probably from November till now, March, I probably had maybe 2 beers. That's it. So I've removed alcohol out of my diet as well. So I know I'm putting good stuff in my diet, in my body, right? So why am I having chest and heart pain? So I started taking responsibility, taking ownership, taking responsibility, researching, taking responsibility. I stopped listening to everybody telling me, take this, use this, take this, use this, take this, sign up for this. I'm like, stop. I know you mean well, but let me figure this out. And I did. So if you're dealing with anything right now and you're stuck, look, keep looking, keep asking the right questions. One of my mentors taught me this years ago. They go, Anil, the quality of your questions will eventually determine the quality of your life. So start asking better and different questions. Don't start your questions with why me or your statements with why me. Ask questions. One of the questions I ask is, well, if I'm putting certain things in my system and I'm still getting this effect, and the doctors and specialists say, oh, no, it's not heart, it's not anything, then it may be associated with diet and it may be associated with lifestyle and stress. So I started asking the questions, Chat GPT, Google, certain people, what would trigger me having chest and heart pains? If experts and specialists says I'm healthy, I don't have any heart and chest problems. And I started looking more and more succinctly into my diet. more and more taking things apart. And that's when I figured out I should not be drinking acidic juices, so pineapple, orange, other kind of juices, even apple juice. Because remember, most things in the grocery on the shelf, juices, even though it's a juice, it becomes acidic in juice form. I'll give you an example. Apple is an alkaline, eating it. Apple juice is acidic. It's not the same. So I started figuring that out. I started figuring out, okay, what should I be putting meat in my body? And if so, what kind? I started figuring out what are unhealthy fats, what are healthy fats. I started really, really taking my diet apart and my lifestyle and everything. And eventually I figured it out. So you can too. So I just wanted to touch on that at any time in your life, you can start feeling great about yourself. You just need to take ownership and responsibility and stop counting on and relying on people and blaming people. Just take charge and ask the right questions. Okay, so that's one thing I wanted to talk about. The second thing I wanted to talk about is based on some conversations I've been having with some people, and it came up that they were saying, well, Anil, what do you consider as acceptable and do you consider as a red flag when dealing with people, whether it be personal relationships, dating, business? What is acceptable and what is a red flag? Because the person I was talking to said, I keep running into a problem where I keep choosing and picking the wrong people in my life. So I know it's me. I'm creating that. So I'll briefly touch on that since we're just having an open dialogue conversation today. Some GOYA moments, right? Okay, so let me share with you. Here's what's acceptable to me and what's a red flag. Acceptable to me is someone who is not a great communicator, but they're working hard at being effective at communication. Someone who's shy and an introvert, but they're working to be an extrovert. They're working to be with people, be present to people, be more conversational. That's acceptable. Someone who's working on their flaws. They want to better themselves. They're taking courses, seminars. They have personal coaches and mentors. They're just not happy with who they are. And enough is enough. They don't want to go through life being inauthentic and fake. Okay, lots of that out there. Lots of it. Here's what's also acceptable. Someone who's willing to own their shit, own their drama, and own their mistakes and own their behavior and come clean and clean up their stuff. To me, that's acceptable. Now, here's a red flag. A red flag is someone who's a habitual liar. In fact, they believe in their own lies and they will argue to be right. Anyone who's narcissistic. Now, you may wonder what's narcissism. Google it. Here's narcissism. Someone who's narcissistic will blame you for how they feel. They will blame you for their life. They will be mad at you for their outcomes. It's someone who is unwilling to take responsibility for their lives and their outcomes. That's kind of like a touch on narcissism. So be careful with that. That's a red flag. Here's another red flag. Someone who won't own their behavior, who just goes through life nonchalantly, like everything is okay, and they don't realize they're like a bull in the china shop causing damage around them, and they just don't care. They use and abuse people, and they justify it with being a victim. Like life is hard, things are tough, I don't have money, I need help. And they're quite capable of going out and get a job or starting a business or starting anything. There's a million different ways to generate cash flow, but they would rather leech off people and take advantage of people pretending to be for people. That's a red flag. One more red flag is something I'm very careful with is hanging around people who tell me what I want to hear, who pat me on the back. You're doing good, Anil. You're amazing. You're incredible. See, to me, that's a red flag because that's not what I look for in my life. I look for people to be real with me, people who get in my face about my life. Now, I may be uncomfortable. I may not like it. I may want to throw them down a flight of stairs, but I know they genuinely care about me and they want me to advance and become a better person. And so I'm very careful hanging around people who tickle my ears, who tell me what I want to hear. Um, that to me is another red flag. So I shared with you what's acceptable to me and what's a red flag to me. So I hope that also helps you in your life and business. So you can figure out where you are not being genuine, where you are, you know, accepting certain behavior, tolerating certain behavior, and hanging around people that have major red flags going on around them, but you call them your best friend or your friend, business partner, and they're extremely toxic. So that's another thing I wanted to talk to you about today. Here's another thing about red flags and accepting how someone is and their behavior and tolerating certain things. You ever come across someone that they have good qualities, some good qualities, they're caring, they won't kick the dog, they go to church, they work at the community center, they give to charity. But when you look at their life in general, there's so much darkness that the darkness overshadows those good things they do. In fact, it's almost like they do those good things to compensate for the immense darkness in their life. Well, be careful hanging around people like that. And I'm not saying those people are bad, because at any time someone can transform like a caterpillar to a butterfly. It's up to them to go through that metamorphosis. But what I'm talking about is people who use excuses to justify their behavior. Well, you can't be mad with me about this behavior because I go to church, or I volunteer at church, or I work at the soup kitchen, or I work at the veterinary clinic and pet place, or I help old people cross the street. They justify that behavior to cover up their darkness, and their darkness is very dark, very dark. In fact, they should be in jail. They should be put away because their darkness overwhelms what they talk about as, or what they portray and show as being an outstanding human being. So be very careful of that. Some people refer to those people as wolves in sheep's cover or sheep's clothing. They're wolves, but they look like sheep. So be very careful. Because more and more those people are identifying themselves around the world because of social media and other things. So that's another thing I wanted to talk around what's acceptable and what's a red flag. Last thing I want to talk about is spending time working on yourself. I touched on it at the beginning, but more than ever, especially if you're playing a big game in life, whether it be as an athlete, as a business person, maybe you're working on a massive project. I'm working on a couple of massive projects right now that are going extremely well, and I'm grateful for that. And the only reason they came into my world is I had to make changes and adjustments with myself, or else, they would go by me like a ship in the night. Because we attract things to us based on our vibration and frequency. So, however, or whoever we're hanging out with right now, dating, in business with, or spending time with, they're in our lives because our frequency and vibration match theirs. It's like a radio signal. It's connected, right? So if you're not happy with the results and the people you're hanging with, you need to raise your vibration and frequency. It's too low. So you're hanging out with people down here who have that low vibration and frequency. So in order to attract people with a high vibration and frequency, based on what you're up to and creating, you need to raise that in your life and do whatever you have to raise it. You can reach out to me. We can have conversations around that. There are certain things I do on a daily basis to raise my vibration and frequency and keep it there. So I work very diligently and not lowering it. In fact, I will rarely lower my vibration and frequency to match someone. I will have conversations with them to have them come up to my vibration and frequency. And if I notice they're not making an effort and making excuses, I don't spend any time with them anymore. I leave. Okay? And it's not that they're bad people or I don't like them. It's I'm not willing to drop out of my vibration and frequency for anyone. Let me repeat that. I'm not willing to drop out of my high vibration and frequency for anyone. I don't care who they are. And so the people I hang around, I can count on them on one hand that I spend most of my time with. So sometimes we think based on who we are and what we're up to, we need to hang around everyone. Well, then your vibration and frequency is like this. Because not everyone has a high vibration and frequency. So if you choose to hang around everyone, then your vibration and frequency will dip. It'll go up, it'll dip, it'll go up, it'll dip, it'll go up, it'll dip, it'll go up. And sometimes that can cause upsets with us, chronic pain, setbacks, delays. We can have what's not coming to us coming in abundance because we're high frequency, low frequency, high frequency, low frequency, high frequency, low frequency, high frequency, low frequency. So keep in mind, for you to attract what you want and generate what you want, you have to master understanding how vibration and frequency works and staying there and attracting those people that are similar, and then you can partner with them and create what you want. It's very simple. I'm sure you can understand. Have you ever been on a high frequency and met someone who was bitching and complaining about life and playing victim, and their frequency was low and it made you icky and you didn't want to be around them, made you sick to your stomach, and then you made the mistake of dropping down to their level? How long and how difficult was it for you to get back up to that frequency and vibration once they left? I bet it took you some time. So you want to be careful with that because I've known people to fall out of vibration and frequency and never go back. Okay? It's like someone being a drug or alcohol addict or some addict, and they're doing very, very well, and they fall out of that and they break their promise to themselves, and now they're back being an addict again. So that's what I'm talking about vibration and frequency. Let me share something with you. It's in harmony with GOYA. Oh, there's the Bentley. As you saw in my post last night, she's gone. She was destroyed in a fire. So, it happened. Time to go car shopping. So here's what I wanted to share about vibration and frequency, which is this image really sheds light on what happens when we connect with people. You become what you surround yourself with. Energies are contagious. Make no mistake. Choose carefully. Your environment will become you. Now, let me rephrase that a little bit. You become who you surround yourself with. So who and what? People's energies are contagious. Choose who you spend time with carefully. Your environment and who you spend time with will become you. And look at the image. It's two people connecting, and obviously the guy on the left, his attitude is affecting the guy on the right because his energy and frequency and vibration is spilling over to that person on the right. So you want to be careful. Remember, garbage in, garbage out. Let me repeat that. Just give me a second. Let me stop sharing. Garbage in, garbage out. So I don't care who you are. You can't deny that if you hang around toxic environment, toxic people, people with low frequency and vibration, their toxicity is going to spill over into you. It's impossible for it not to. No one on the planet is a superhuman that they doesn't affect them. And if you believe otherwise, you're lying to yourself. That's a red flag, another red flag. What do you tell yourself? Oh, it's okay for me to hang around these people because it's not going to rub off on me. Well, yeah. So I always say to someone like that, look at your life. Are you generating the results you want? Do you have the cash flow you need? How's your health? I shared at the beginning, I had to make some drastic changes with myself to improve my situation in life, health-wise, financially, other things. How's your peace of mind? Do you sleep soundly? Are you grateful? Are you happy? So where do you need to get off your ass? GOYA, with what we talked about today. So I wanted to take some time and do this because people are like, Anil, we miss you. We love your videos. They're awesome. We like your straight talk. They've helped me in my life. So I just wanted to do a general one today, talking on a few things as we end the first quarter of the year and we usher in the second quarter. And I know some of you have been killing it and crushing it, and you've been generating more than the expected results. So congratulations. And those of you who are behind on the 8 ball, behind on your promises, behind on your results, behind on your actions. Hopefully the Goya Anil Now video today helps you and gives you that push you need in the right direction. Because at the end of the day, remember this, folks, until we discipline ourselves, until we take responsibility for our lives and our actions and our health, until we work on our vibration and frequency, until we differentiate what's acceptable to what's a red flag, nothing, absolutely nothing is going to shift. Nothing. You're going to keep getting the same, because it's all based around the law of attraction. We attract and pull to us exactly how we're being. We attract and pull to us like a magnet exactly how we are being, not what we're doing, how we are being. So look at your life, look at what's going on around you. And if you're not happy and satisfied with the results, go by a mirror and look in that mirror and figure it out. And again, I'm available to have conversations. Again, remember, I'm not going to tell you what you want to hear. I'm going to make you squirm in your seat. I'm going to make you hate me. I'm going to make you wish you had thrown me down a flight of stairs and pushed me in front of a moving train. But I promise you, you're going to have results because I'm not about telling you what you want to hear. You have your friends, your family, your pastor, your lover, the people in your life that tickle your ears and tell you what you want to hear. I'm not that person. I will tell you what you have to hear, not what you need to hear. It's what you have to hear. Because people who have treated me like that, and like I say, I can count them on one hand, have saved my life. And I thank you. You know who you are. And they're not going to see this video because a few of them are not on social media. So have a great end to the first quarter as you usher in the second. Have a wonderful day. Be safe wherever you are. Be smart. Remember, the world is trending in a weird way right now where people are out for themselves and don't really care about others. So be careful who you spend your time with and give your energy to. And remember, do everything in your power to keep a high vibration and frequency and maintain it at all costs. So this is Anil with Goya. Get off your ass where you have to get off your ass because I'm doing it in my life. And I thank you for spending time with me today. I'll talk to you soon. Cheers.